Thank you for joining us with TSPN TV News. And I'm here today, Mike Spence, with Gwen Christensen. And Gwen, welcome to the news desk.
Thank you.
You have been, number one, you are a member of the community, a community leader with the Estate Law Planning Center, a great new business. You've relocated in Jackson, but you've been in Jackson for a long time. And I know about 10 years now?
It was officially 10 in December.
Well, thanks so much for coming on the news show because you are a big part of the news. Gwen was just elected to the school board of the Amador County Unified School District, so you're a school board trustee.
I am, and fortunately I was appointed and not elected.
Oh, you were appointed. You didn't have to run for this.
I didn't have to go through that election process yet, but I did go through an interview process and submitted my resume. I had to dust that off and update my resume and submit some letters from community members as resources.
There was a seat that was open because somebody had relocated, and then you were able to interview, but there were a lot of candidates.
There were, and now because of the appointment, I will serve until November of 2014.
Great. Well, that's quite an ambitious undertaking. A lot can happen between now and November.
Between now and November.
That's right, because especially with the school reconfiguration issue that's been going on, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But first of all, you know, we're always profiling our members of the community, and you've not only been here for 10 years, but you have a wonderful young family. You have 3 children.
I do.
In Pioneer School? Are they still in Pioneer School?
They're all in Pioneer School, and they're 1st grade, 2nd grade, and 4th grade.
Oh, gosh.
So this is the month of field trips. I went on one field trip last week, and I have another one coming up this Friday.
I remember that. We're almost empty nesters now, but when they were younger, that grade school level, we remember how important that is, how conscientious you are about the schools, and that's probably what led you to the school district in terms of being on the board. I mean, just your interest as a parent.
Of course, and that was one thing. Our children are young and in Pioneer School, and we expect to be here for a long time, and just saw we needed to make a commitment to their education and make sure that we were involved in that community process. And it's great to be able to know exactly what's happening. And I'm learning more because so far my exposure has only been at the elementary school level. So now I'm learning more about what's happening in the junior high and the high school.
You have to do a lot of reading for that position. I mean, there's a lot of research. It's not just showing up for little board decisions. I mean, you really have to do a lot of work. It's a big position.
It is, and our meetings are twice a month.
I was happy to see that the 2 candidates that made it into the final review were both women. And,
is that?
You might not know that.
I didn't know that.
But I think there were 4 candidates, is that correct? And you were down, and it was 2 women for the last 2 finalists. And I like both of them, I might add. And you were the great choice. I know that you're going to do a great job with that because I've seen your leadership skills in action. I know you've taken a lot of leadership seminars and you're really active with that with your law practice. But the business that you've created here in Jackson really shows a lot of thought and creativity, professionalism. And you've been consulting with a lot of people. I see that office is busy all the time.
It is busy. It's great being on Main Street. And with the free seminars I've been offering, we have a lot of people come in off the street and come in and get the resources. And so I have found just trying to be a good resource for the community. And that's another reason why I did want to be part of the school board is because as a business owner, I want my community to be well educated and to be a part of that.
Well, you're not only a business owner, an attorney, but you're a planner. I mean, you bring planning skills. I mean, really an expertise to the board, and the school district is going through a lot of potential changes, especially over the next year or so. And I know that was a hot issue, and Dick Clark, superintendent of schools, has been on the show several times, and really kind of getting through the issue and making sure that the public isn't getting misinformation and they're being informed properly. Your school board meetings must be exciting still, because I'm sure a lot of the parents throughout the school district are concerned about what might happen with their particular school. And there's always the bias of my school's this, and why doesn't the other school, why don't they do it over there, or we can't lose this school or something. So, in the eventuality that, one of the schools needs to merge with, the two high schools merge, or one of the smaller schools gets consolidated or changes, everybody's really concerned about that. So you really must have experienced, coming on board at this time.
Right at this time. And with this issue also, it's very emotional, and it's very personal. That's one of the reasons why I was committed to serving on the board, was because I'm a Pioneer parent, and so we're affected by a decision. What happens though too is just looking at the fact that we do have declining enrollment, and we do have limited resources. And it's making sure that we can still meet the goals of the district, the number one being academic achievement. And it's making sure that the children have the right teachers and that they have the right facilities. And just all businesses and school districts have to deal with the current economy and not having the additional funds available. And the good news about the decision the board did make at our last meeting is that we've bought ourselves some more time. And right now, we're hoping to make a decision, Mr. Glock thinks maybe by the end of this year, but we've been able to postpone the major decision of right now and given us more time to do some research. And so at the last meeting, we did vote on a committee so that each representative each school will have a representative, and that committee will be selected and report back to us so we know what the community concerns are.
That's a great plan, and I'm sure that committee is going to be very large.
I think so.
It might even fill an auditorium. There are a lot of people who want to be a part of that that effort.
Well, and we were looking at even Pine Grove and Pioneer School, elementary school. Pioneer School's not large enough to throw all the Pine Grove kids in.
Right.
Pine Grove's not large enough to hold all the Pioneer kids. And so hopefully K through 6 can stay as is, but I think we're going to see some big decisions for junior high and high school.
Yeah, I think that's where the direction's going. We have too many facilities and not enough kids, as you mentioned, with the population, and we want to make sure that all the schools are represented, and it is an emotional decision, but being on that board and you're sitting there, and having the capabilities that you have to differentiate between the issues, I'm sure that you can make a decision that's best for the county. You're not biased toward, Pioneer School or one of the other schools or one of the locations. You have to make a decision that's best for the county, and I'm sure that you're more than capable of doing that. I know how you work, and strategically you can separate the issues, and it does get very emotional with parents, and I'm sure that'll be an exciting endeavor for you.
Well, and what happens in my law practice is that I'm a problem solver, and I can give people some immediate solutions, but I believe this task, it will be more long-term.
We'll see how well you do with this one.
It's not as immediate.
Yeah,
I don't have the answers right away,
right.
But I do know how to research, and I do know how to review, and as an attorney, I also a lot of times play the role as mediator, and so it's getting to that neutral position so you can evaluate all sides of the problem. Look at the advantages and disadvantages, or look at the best outcome or the worst outcome. And then I see that in settlements all the time.
Right. It's very
yes,
similar.
You're suing for $100,000,
Right.
but you're not going to get that. So
Yeah.
where's your magic number?
Well, we're fortunate that there's been a lot of study already and analysis. There's a lot of data, when you look at all the different schools in terms of their infrastructure and how much is being used, and what it would take to move modulars here or there. I mean, there's a lot of information and data that's already been compiled. It's not like we're starting from square one. I mean, you really have a lot of research, that's been done, and it'll be a lot easier to make a good solid decision based on all that work and
So
analysis.
hopefully these parents that are very motivated by this decision will be part of that committee and help get their voices heard. so
I'm
that
sure they will.
all that information is
It'll be
available.
interesting to really get that going. I know you have a lot of notes, and I'm supposed to ask you what you think you bring to the board, but I think you pretty much explained that. In terms of your background, and we're going to go to a break in a few minutes, but we want to also cover the idea of how you see your role in the community and overall, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that when we come back from the break.
Okay.
But before we get there, I had your little spring seminar for the estate law. We're going to come back and talk about the school board. But let's talk about something exciting. You do these classes at the Estate Law Planning Center, and you've been doing these free classes for a number of months now.
It's been about a year now.
About a year. And they're incredible because they cover all sorts of different topics, and I see them going into the classroom in your office area there, and it's just a great service that is provided. And, we're going to give website information and all that, but, these classes have really been working out for a lot of people, and they're talking about how wonderful and valuable they are, and, how informative they've been. And you have a whole new spring schedule that you just brought over.
I do. I just brought it over, and it's on my website. And if anyone wants to stop by the office and get an invite, we did print 1,000, so I have plenty to share.
Oh, it's great because it goes all the way through June 24th, and you have about a dozen different topics, and I'm sure something for everybody.
And we're just looking at those financial and legal issues and making sure they have the right information.
Right, planning, strategic analysis, decision making, problem solving. We're going to be right back with Gwen Christensen and our newest member of our Unified School District Board of Trustees. And we'll be right back after the break, so please stay tuned.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.